Now the Dallas Cowboys, Baldy, blown out. They look bad not only on defense, but on offense as well.
Well, 8 turnovers, okay, and that's the start.
8.
I mean, mistakes everywhere.
8.
On all phases of the game, special teams, offense, but everybody will say, well, you put Zeke back in there, put back in there, and that's true. I've played in preseason games, got blown out one time, 35-0. It does happen. You could turn it around. But this is training camp culmination here with this type of performance. So, look, a lot of these guys will not be there in a uniform come opening week. So, but they've got work to do. And this loss of Travis Frederick can be huge to this team and to this offense.
Steve, is this game 27-3 a final score you never want to see? Is this a byproduct of it just being the preseason, like Baldy said? There's guys out there that will not be on the roster once week 1 rolls around.
Well, you would hope so, especially if you're a Cowboys fan. Look, the score is not indicative of how Dallas played overall. Now, the 8 turnovers, the special teams miscues. But overall, you saw the first-team defense. It wasn't terrible.
No.
I mean, Randy Gregory was very disruptive out there. I mean, there were some good things out there. And Arizona's offense, it's not like they were lighting it up. Remember, they got a special teams touchdown and a defensive touchdown right here. So let's not think this was a complete disaster. The game itself was not very nice. Okay, that was quite an ugly exhibition of football. Mm-hmm. But in just terms of Dallas, the final score, making it seem like
it is about. There is another way to look. It's about evaluation of players. Mm-hmm. So who can be a part of this 53-man roster going forward? That's a lot of decisions have to be made now, in the next week. Next Sunday at this time, they'll know the 53-man roster. So, that's what this will turn into.
I will say this in terms of Arizona. We saw some of the stuff that Steve Wilkes liked to do, Baldy. We were talking about how many times we see like 6 and 7 men at the line of scrimmage. They knew that Dallas had a depleted offensive line. He wasn't going to have mercy on them. He was blitzing guys all over the place, just not giving them any room to breathe. He's getting his defense ready. We saw a lot of his starters play through the entire first half. Chandler Jones, Patrick Peterson, Dylan Buchanan, a lot of these guys out there playing a lot of snaps. So he's getting these guys ready because Steve Wilkes has told me during training camp we are going to be a far more physical football team. People are going to know who they played when the game is over.
Yeah, Steve Wilkes, no doubt about it, all about that physicality.
Yep.
We've seen this somewhat emerge as a trend. The preseason blitzes, guys bringing the house. Is that what is in vogue right about now, Baldy?
I've seen it across the league, Cole, and
Yeah,
I've been saying it. And anybody that wants to say out there just, generically, hey, it's just vanilla defense, teams are showing a lot. The Vikings have showed a lot. Mm-hmm. The Patriots have showed a lot.
Browns.
The Eagles last week against the Browns showed an 8-man pressure, bringing the whole – because what's happening, I think, in this league is if you let Breeze and Brady and Rodgers and these guys that are just, ball machines out there throwing the football, if you let them get comfortable, they will see what we saw in the Super Bowl this year. You'll see 1,150 yards of offense, no punts. You got to affect the quarterback more so now, especially with the helmet rule, the crackdown on illegal contact.
There you go.
There's going to be ways for the offense to stay on the field. You've got to find a way to get off the field.
Okay, so how about this? When there is concern with the defenses bringing the house, say you're Jason Garrett and Zeke hasn't seen barely any action so far. When it comes to picking up those blitzes and things of that nature, does that become a problem moving forward into the season with that little experience during the preseason?
It's a good question, Cole. I do, but Ezekiel Elliott is as good a blocking running back as there is in football. Now, is his eyes going to be right when everything's moving really fast?
Sure.
Will it be crystal clear? I don't know yet. But I know as far as how to block and the form and the technique, that guy is as good as there is in this business.
And understand, guys like Adrian Peterson and a lot of running backs. Todd Gurley has not played many snaps, if any, during this preseason. They're going to be fine because running backs do have wear and tear. And we talk about not just running the ball and getting tackled, but like blitz pickup and pass pro. That's where these guys take some of the most abuse in games. So they've kind of sheltered themselves. And I think their teams will do things enough in practice. Now, they're not going to be getting taken to the ground and things like that. So this first game exposure will allow them to do that. But these are young veteran players, physical players who are used to this. Once they get that first hit in, that won't be a problem. Playing running back and not getting a lot of preseason reps, I don't think would be that disruptive.